Hello everybody, my name is Olga and today I will tell you about the European levels of language because I notice that people very often are not sure which is the first, which is the next, what was the difference between the levels and so on and so forth. So I will start from the beginning. So this is the so-called CEFR levels or Common European Framework of Reference levels, and they are marked in the following way from 0 to the highest: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. So basically we have three sub-levels, A, B, and C, and in every sub-level we have two halves, the beginning and the end of this half. So A level, so basic user level, this is the very, very beginning of learning the language. You start with the alphabet, with some basic words, and the result of this first course will be that you can introduce yourself, introduce other people, say where you live, what telephone number is, know one or two tenses, have some idea of the word order, and these very basic things. If you continue studying the language and you achieve A2 level, then you can orient yourself in usual situations and talk about family, about your own personal details in a more detailed way, let's say. You can talk about your local country and you start understanding the main idea of whatever people tell you. When you continue and you move to the independent user, and this is B level, B1 and B2. B1, so this is the three courses. After three courses of studying the language, you achieve B1 level. And in B1, you are supposed to understand the main point of any speech, and the closer this topic is for you personally, maybe it's connected with your profession or that's your personal interest or something. So the closer it is for you, the more you understand it because you have just more experience of working with this topic. And actually at this level, at B1 level, you are already ready to communicate about anything and express your opinion, just briefly express your opinion on that topic. When you achieve a B2 level and you become fully independent user of the language, you can theoretically discuss any topic, express any opinion, talk about advantages and disadvantages, mainly about topics that are your professional topics or general topics, let's say, common for everybody. So specialization is a little bit too early at this stage. And then you move to being a proficient user, C1 and C2. They say that this is more advanced language, and this is for those who are more interested in the language itself, because here we start looking at very small differences. We look at comparisons of different tenses in particular situations. We start looking at some slang things and so on and so forth. And the result of this proficient courses is that you are as close to the native speaker as possible. But here I would like to mention in the brackets that it's not a good idea in general to set your language aim as be as a native speaker. Learn the language at a native speaker level. This is not quite achievable and this is not necessary. So why this is not achievable? Because language is one part of culture. And however great you try, however hard you work, whatever you do, you cannot change your basic background. The two were born in Brazil, and studied in a private school in Lisbon, and got your education in some architectural university. You will never change that. And on the go, you communicated to different people, not from England, not from the US. You watch different movies, you have different manners, you have different opinions, you have whole different personality. So your culture, in the broadest sense of this word, is different from native speakers of the English language, for example. So do not set yourself a goal to be somebody you are not. It's a more psychological thing, I say. It concerns the pronunciation as well. Perfection is good. Working on something is good, but please be realistic. And one more thing is that when you achieve the C level, C1, C2, so you become proficient, advanced user, then proficient user, you may start noticing that some of the native speakers actually speak worse than you. And it happens because they have never maybe thought about the language. They have never properly studied their own language. They do not use it widely, because if you talk to university professor, this is one situation, and if you talk to a plumber, that's a different situation. You can be surprised very much in both cases by something unexpected, but generally we understand that there is a difference. Even if you take your own native language, the type of situations, the types of functions that these two people use in their daily lives are very different. Naturally, they know their own language, they have in a different way, so they have different sets of language skills, though they are both native speakers of one and the same language. To understand what you need to understand about these European levels, first, they work for any language, European language, any other language. They allow us to standardize learning, meaning that if you finish an A1 course in one school, you can just go to some other school and take an A2 course, and it will be the right course for you. Because one of the biggest problems in languages education is that people come even after one and the same course, they come with different levels, and since we work in a group, we have to adapt and adjust, and it can be a little bit unpleasant. About this, I will talk in my other video. About group learning and individual learning, differences, advantages and disadvantages. So you start with A1, then A2, B1, B2, C1 and C2. For general use, if you are an engineer, a chemical scientist, a doctor of some kind, or pharmacist, an architect, an engineer, an IT designer, whatever you are, you have a nice other profession other than language and linguistics, it's enough for you to take A1, A2, B1 and B2, and that's it. And actually, most of the levels, they take one course. In some schools, that's half a year. So in my school, that's 6 months for A1, 6 months for A2. Then B1 is a little bit more tricky. And that's why we have two courses for it, pre-intermediate and intermediate. So two courses to A1, A2, B1, two courses, and then one course of B2. So 5 courses, half a year each. In total, that's 2.5 years. Let's take some breaks, some things, so 3 years. In 3 years, you're supposed to learn the language to the level when you can talk to native speakers about whatever they want to talk to you about, and understand maybe not all of the finest details, but 90% or 85% of whatever they say, and enjoy and express yourself on the go as well. So that's the basic idea of European language levels. Please memorize them and use them, because it makes our life much easier when we talk about languages, levels of languages, and when we try to compare and measure how much different people know about different languages. Like, subscribe. See you again.